It's time to sip that coffee, get your mind right, and vibe with the queen herself. We're dishing out hot topics, wellness tips of the day, and things that make you go, Let's get this palace party started.
Yes, indeed. Happy Wednesday. And that's exactly what we're going to do, y'all. We're going to get this palace party, this corporate segment started. But give me 1 second. I forgot my glasses and I want to make sure I see what I thought I seen. Like y'all said in the words of Moses, let me get my glasses because I found this article that's very, very interesting regarding the hiring practices or lack thereof when it comes to women in corporate America. And I thought it would be a very interesting conversation because just last week we talked about some of the key words, some of the interpersonal words, some of the soft words that you should incorporate on your resume. And guess what? We were right. We were right. There is this biased practice of how women are hired in corporate America, and I want to talk about it. So if you can give me about 30 seconds and bear with me, let's jump in. Let's jump in. Give me 1 second. And we're going to talk about this because I was shocked, but I shouldn't be shocked because we always get it right over here in the palace. So hold on. All right, welcome back. We are back, y'all. Good morning. We got a late start over here in the palace, but that's okay. I'm so glad you all decided to pull up with us. Kicking it with Courtney says, good. Oh, where's she at this afternoon? She says, good afternoon, mods and palace. It's still morning. It's still morning in my time zone. So good morning. Kimmy Johnson says, hello, beautiful people. Y'all make sure y'all say hello to my moderators, to Latrice and Linda Gamble, who's working hard this beautiful Wednesday morning. Make sure y'all say hello to them. Listen, the innocent instigator says, good morning, good / afternoon, everybody. I know that's right. Listen, therefore we cover everybody, honey. Who's still on coffee? Is it still coffee time where you at? Where you are, where you're located demographically, because it's still coffee time over here for me. But I really want to jump into the segment. If this is your first time, welcome to a Wednesday morning corporate segment. That's where we talk all things corporate America. Corporate America. Yes, we do. Yes, indeed, honey. We give you the tea. We give you okay, it's still coffee time for you. Nice. Well, we give you all the tea about what's happening in corporate America because I think it's important that as women of color, we need to stay abreast, okay? Because no woman gets left behind over here. No woman gets left behind, and we're going to make sure that we see that through. Because we do a little bit of gossip, we do a little bit of entertainment, but it's also important that we're feeding you so that when you click off of this YouTube page in the palace, honey, you got something to work with. And before we do, if this is your first time, you already know, if this is your first time, let me tell you what we do over here. We checks in on Wednesday morning. So don't do it yet, y'all. Don't do it yet. Think about it. I want you to give it a little bit of thought. And when I say go, you go. How's everybody feeling this morning? How's everybody feeling? What we do is we drop one word in the chat. Okay. Think about it. And if you're not there already, how are you trying to feel by the end of the segment? Because we believe in leaving you better than how we found you, honey. All right. Let's drop it in the chat. How are you showing up today for yourself? What's going on with you? What's your one word that would describe where you are mentally? Okay. Okay. We got now and later. We got great. We got great. What else? Okay, y'all slow on it today. We got invigorated. We got okay. Now, listen. Okay, y'all not gonna do this on a Wednesday. The innocent instigator says she feels irritated. So it's interesting you picked an I to go with your name because innocent instigator feels irritated. That's kind of funny, huh? I hope you feel better. Listen, I hope you feel the innocent hold on. The innocent instigator feels irritated. That should be a when you try to say Peter Piper picked the pepper, da 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 da. That should be one of those things. The innocent instigator feels irritated. I love it, but I hope you feel better. I really do. I hope we leave you better than how we found you. Our moderator, Linda Gamble, coming in feeling great. Kimmy Johnson's feeling upbeat. Toot Latrice is feeling hopeful. Me too. Me too, Toot. I'm going to have to ride with you. Okay, what's going on? Sandra P is feeling flustered. Listen, you got to rebuke flustered. You got to rebuke irritated in the name of Jesus, y'all. Accomplish, calm, Tennessee girl. We got accomplished coming through. The innocent instigator is feeling irritated. Listen, we got great from Lavinia, I'm sorry. Kicking it with Courtney is feeling grateful. I like it, Courtney. Fabulous. Love Jones coming in. Pressing. You're going to have to explain that one to me. You're feeling pressing? Okay, you may have to elaborate. Harris. Kathleen Thomas, Harris, I'm sorry, is feeling thankful. The innocent instigator is feeling irritated. See, I already got you in a better mood. We got relaxed. We got good. What else? Y'all got to give me a descriptive word. Blessed, unbothered. We got relaxed, overwhelmed. Herbert and company, take a deep breath. Inhale, exhale. What can you, it's called, what can you delegate to somebody else to do so that you don't feel overwhelmed? All right, we got determined, hungry. Now you can control hungry, right? Hungry and weak. Can you control that? And if so, get you something to eat. Get, good after. Okay, good morning, Susie Q. Good morning. Good morning. We got good coming through. Optimistic. I love it. Oh, a little bit of anxious. We have a sweatshirt for that. We have mood shirts for that at www.queenshiba.com. Inhale, exhale, Lavon, and let it go, sis. Let it go. Let it go. It's never too late. Let me tell you something. I saw something on social media, and he said, look at your days as quarters. First quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. If you woke up in the first quarter, that's between 5 a.m. and 7 a.m., and you kind of feeling like, anxious, you still got the second, the third, and the fourth quarter to change things. So let's get in the game. Let's score today. Okay? Let's take it from good to great. All right. Let's take it from good to great. Thank you, everybody, for checking in. We got productive, determined. We got able. Yes, ma'am. Yes, indeed. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Thank you, everybody. I'm with Tooth Latrice. Latrice, I am feeling hopeful today. We got some strong words coming in. But you know what I appreciate? I appreciate all of you being honest about where you are. And if you know that you're irritated, if you know you're frustrated, if you know you're feeling, back off today. Don't be going off on nobody because we're real grown over here in corporate America, right? We don't want you showing up in a way that's not productive to others because you get to choose how you show up. But we also don't want you raining on somebody else's parade because of how you feel. So challenge yourself to have a good attitude while you shift through those moods, and challenge yourself to not show up and rain on somebody else's parade because of how you're feeling. Can we do that? That's a level of self-awareness. That's a level of grown girl talk. And that's a level of being a queen saying, you know what, my crown may be tilted, but I'm not about to slap somebody else's off. Can we agree to that? All right. All right. We also want to shift into the financial wellness segment. Financial wellness segment today. Give me 1 second. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to repeat one. I'm going to repeat one that we've done before. Give me 1 second. I don't know why my computer is going so slow, but we're going to get it together one way or their other. And after that, we're going to jump into today's topic. Yes, we are. Hold on. Hold on. All right. I think I got it. So financial wellness topic today. Let's see. Hold on. Let me get it. Okay. This is for the men. This is a little different. It may make some people mad, but I'm going to do it. Yes, I'm going to do it. Give me 1 second. This is for the men. Well, maybe I shouldn't. Okay, I ain't gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Let me get something more appropriate. I listen. Okay, here we go. We already did this one. All right, here we go. Here we go. I had to reel it in. I was about to be out of control. And I don't want to be wrong thing. I'm sorry. I was about to be out of control. And I'm telling y'all to check yourself before you wreck yourself. I need to check myself before I wreck myself. Because what I was about to put on was going to be a little bit messy. And I'm not trying to do that. Give me 1 second. We're about to shift into the financial wellness segment. And here you go. This is what I would like to share with you today. Because some of you are feeling irritated. Some of you are feeling overwhelmed. Some of you are feeling challenged. Some of you are feeling mad, angry, and upset because you need to disconnect. And I'm going to give you this. I'm going to give you this, and I hope it helps.
How much reading do you do?
Uh,
Not much.
Not much.
Okay.
Not
That's
much
okay.
at all.
That's okay. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to become a reader. I want you to turn the television off. The average millionaire reads a nonfiction book a month. I got a friend of mine reading 2 a month because he wants to be a 2 millionaire.
Okay.
So I'm going to send you some books, and I'm putting you in college right now, man, on how to get your life organized, how to get your act together where you go win and double your income. And it's not going to be easy. If it was easy, every idiot would do it, right?
Right. Yes, sir. Right.
But you gotta know that the average millionaire can't tell you who got thrown off the island. They're reading and doing other stuff at night, you know?
Right.
And so turn off your television when the kids go to bed, read 30 minutes a night. And even if you're a slow reader, you're not getting a grade on this. The only grade on this is improving your life. So take your time. And if you don't understand something, read it 3 times. And if you don't understand that, then email somebody over here at the office and one of us will explain it to you.
Yes, sir.
And so we're going to school here because this is how you make your life better is you have knowledge tomorrow that you didn't have today and you apply it. How much reading?
That's it. That's all. That's the financial wellness tip of the day. Y'all got to learn how to disconnect. You got so much coming at you. You don't know what to prioritize. You're not able to, or you feel like you're not able to shift, to pivot in the moment. We're not as nimble as we could or should be, and we've become hypersensitive to the things that are going on around us. And when you become overly stimulated and hypersensitive to the things that are going on around you, it says that you're too connected. And when you're too connected and you don't disconnect, there's no way you can make any money. And as a result, you are stuck in the sunken place by way of your thoughts, your mindset, and just the ways of the world when you're called to be in the world and not of it. So I'm going to challenge those of you, even though it's a financial wellness tip, to disconnect and start reading. And you know why he says that a lot of millionaires don't know who got thrown off the island and at night they're doing something completely different? They are decompressing. They are connecting. They're connecting with themselves, but in order to connect with you, you got to disconnect from everything around you, and you've got to be able to do it in decency and in order. Simone Wealthy says facts. We must disconnect. You have to. You have to. You have to learn to be able to sit with yourself in order to open up space and room for those ideas to flow in, for that innovation to flow in, for that creativity to flow in, to get a word about how to move with your money, how to move with your business, and to open up space to grow, to evolve. But if you are so busy plugged in, being in the know, you'll never know. You'll never know. So I'm going to leave you with that. That is the financial wellness tip today. Kat Bravo Rex says, one of my old white managers told me he thinks women don't stand up for themselves enough in negotiations and they blame it on unfair practices. That's a good, I'm going to shift to that in a minute. But what do you think about the financial wellness tip today? And also with some of your moods. Those who read, lead. I love it. I love it. Aquarius 719. Let's see. Thank you, Linda Gamble. Yes, Savannah. That's a really, really good point. She said you have to allow inspiration to develop and grow. You can't be inspired if you're constantly plugged in. You're going to overheat. And as a result, you show up the way you show up. Now, not to say that you can't show up like that. The question is, are you staying in that place? Have your business not moved? Have your finances not moved? Have Have you begun to see that you're not or you're unable to create opportunities for yourself? And we are talking corporate wellness segment because if you are creating opportunities for the organization and the corporation that you work for, how come you have not been able to do the same for yourself, even on a smaller scale? Hmm? Is it fear? Is it overexposure to too many things going on in your life that you just don't have the time or you haven't made the time? But that's the tip. Disconnect, read. It's okay to be unplugged every now and then. It's okay to be unplugged every now and then. So, yes, Danny, she said we give too much energy to the wrong ish. We can. Yep. All right, we are going to shift. Give me 1 second. Hold on. I'm trying to find something. We're going to shift to the top. Oh, I got it. LinkedIn wants me to sign in, and I don't want to sign into LinkedIn. But I find this article. I found this article last week, a day after we did corporate wellness segment. And last week we talked about what should be included on your resume, right? And it was a very, very good discussion. Okay, so after that, I find this article, which is why we're here today. And it actually, low key, talks about unfair hiring practices against women. And I thought that conversation is right on time. Let's get into it. And I wish I can pull up the article, but for some reason I cannot. So, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to read it from where I am. Give me 1 second. Because now I got to go back and pull it up. In the meantime, I am going to have to hold on. I got to look for my activity, y'all. Sorry about that. I have it here, but it's wanting me to log in. Just give me a couple of seconds. Comments. I got it. I found it. All right. So the article says how specific words on women's resumes may be holding them back, according to research. Y'all, that's code talk for why we're not hiring women. How specific words on women's resumes may be holding them back. New research reveals that specific language on women's resumes may impact their hiring prospects, particularly, hold on, for jobs in male-dominated fields. For jobs in male-dominated fields. Well, what the hell we're here for? Why are you talking about new things that you've placed or new initiatives that are going on in corporate America if we're still faced with the same biases as women? Simone Wealthy said, "Damn, Queen, you're preaching directly to me." Listen, I try. Give me 1 second. We got somebody that wants to join the conversation. Welcome, DMV sister. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning. Actually, I want to ask some advice from you ladies. I
Okay.
had a I had several interviews for several jobs in the department where I work, and I was asked in two of the interviews about my health. What would you do?
Give us the question. Did they
I
okay,
was
you said
asked before
mhm.
we get a line of questions that they're going to ask that was authorized by HR. Before the questions were asked, I was after they introduced themselves, I introduced myself. Then the manager of the department, who I have interviewed with before, asked me, did I have any health conditions?
Wow. Hold on. HR. Do we have any HR person? Pause for a second. Do we have any HR? I thought you said about myself. I didn't know you said about my health.
No, about
Well,
my health.
let's pause for a second. Um, wow. First of all,
Remember,
that's
I called
illegal.
in on. Remember, I called in on Saturday and I said, "F my
I
supervisor."
got you.
Under the
Hold on.
table, she slipped. Okay.
Hold on. Just pause for a second. Let it marinate because I like the audience to catch up and just sit in it. This gives everybody an opportunity to think through and also come up if they have an HR background. Sometimes, so if she asks about your health, the first thing I probably let me give it to you from a non-HR perspective.
Hmm.
Let me tell you what I probably would have done. I probably would have paused. And I
And
would have
did.
paused on purpose to make her extremely uncomfortable as I possibly could have. I would have paused so long, she would have thought I was asleep because that's number one, giving you advice. That's illegal.
Right.
Number two, I don't have to answer that. And I would have
I did.
took my right to not answer that. And
I
then
did.
should she say, well, or press me to answer again, I would say, is there a reason that we're having this type of conversation in this setting, which is deemed illegal? And I would have shut up. Sometimes you got to disconnect to engage. And I would have
Hmm.
put her in the hot seat because that is absolutely illegal to ask you about your health regarding an interview. But also, women, Kat said, watch this. Kat made a comment earlier. She said, one of my old white managers told me he thinks women do not stand up for themselves enough in negotiations and they blame it on unfair practices. That could have been your moment as a woman to show up for yourself. See, you don't have to answer every question that they put in front of you.
No,
That
I
could
didn't answer, and I
okay,
did
okay.
pause, and I just looked at him. But not just that happened. I was. I thought I heard something else, and it wound up that I did hear something else. I'm in Maryland, and it's a two-party state. After he asked me that, he had the nerves to say that this is being recorded and touched his phone, and they have been recording interviews. And I got verification yesterday by another coworker of mine that just had the same interview. And she stated that to me. I said, I thought I heard him say that. So let me tell you what I did. Last week, I filed a EEOC case. I had another interview yesterday. Now they scared, so they trying to assure me that I'm gonna get this particular job. I don't even want to. It's embarrassing to say how many interviews I've been on in the last year in this department. But yeah, that's what's going on with me. That's
Okay. Is
why
there a
I
reason?
went the way I went on Saturday. No, I come to work. I'm barely
Hear me out.
never said. Hmm.
Is there a reason you have not removed yourself from that interview process? Think about that.
I haven't because I'm a contractor and I am in dire need of a permanent job.
Pause. Is this your first time on this show? The Wednesday
Yes.
morning corporate?
No, 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 no. Well, the first time on this show, but I come on Saturdays.
No, 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 but on the Wednesday morning corporate piece that we do, is this your first
No,
time
I
here?
listen. No, no, no. I listen to you
Okay.
on Wednesdays. Hmm.
The reason why I said pause is not because you're right or wrong. What she's saying is everything we've talked about here. When we get into desperate positions and in
Hmm.
life, in corporate America, that we don't have the flexibility to pivot or say, I ain't got to put up with this shit. Hold on. And then remember, we also talked about how finances play into that. And we have to ask ourselves, how in the hell did I get here where you feel like you can sit in front of me and expect me to divulge my private medical information to you and dangle a measly job in front of me? And then I don't have the resources to be able to say, you know what, I don't have to deal with this. And what we want to focus on is getting you to a place where you know you don't have to deal with it. And not only that, you can act on it. That you can act on it. You get where I'm going?
Yes, I do. I do, and I did. I immediately, because it happened to me twice. First time it happened, I called EEOC, and I picked up and I called them, and I filed the case on last week.
Okay. And we want to get women to a space where not only can you go to EEOC if there's an unfair, unethical, illegal practice happening, but we also want you to be able to sit at home and be cute because you've made great decisions along the way in your life that has gotten you to a place financially where you may not be rich, but you do have the resources to say, you will not abuse me, you will not mistreat me in exchange for a job.
Hmm.
That's why we host these conversations to pull women like yourself out of situations where you feel like you have to stay or you don't have a choice. Does that make
And
sense
that's
to you,
how I've
my
been feeling.
sister?
Yes, because that's how I've been feeling.
And I hope those of you that are tuned in realize the bigger picture. The bigger picture is many of us can't go anywhere. And you remember I don't know if you were on the show where we talked about how toxic corporate America, according to research done by the University of Boston, how toxic corporate America actually is to Black women, that it's shifting our chromosomes, is killing us, is making us sick, is stressing us out, is doing
Yeah.
so many negative things to our bodies, but we're not in positions to leave financially. And the question is why? Then it becomes bigger than the question that's asked in the interview. Then hopefully it lights a little bit of fire under your feet to say, I'll never allow somebody to do this to me again. Next year, I promise myself I will not be in the same place that I am in this year because I'm going to do A, B, and C. And I wish a corporation would. What are your thoughts?
I'm standing on business and I'm fighting back. And believe this or not, these are Black women that are creating this havoc.
I believe you. Wow. Wow.
So you guys keep me in prayer. I'm so encouraged every time I listen to your show, listen to you, and the ladies give advice. I'm very encouraged, and that's what's keeping me going. I had a little breakdown last night, but listening to you guys keeps me encouraged.
Breakdown last night, but a breakthrough this morning, hopefully.
Yep.
Yep.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yep.
Yep. And here's why it's important to connect and plug into the right people, the right places, and the right things, because research also shows that if you have a support system, a solid support, healthy support system, you recover quicker than those that don't. You're able to navigate the challenges of life, not just corporate America, relationships, all that good stuff, right?
Hmm.
Stress, depression, if you have a
Yep.
solid village in place. And they don't necessarily have to be in your household, y'all. You can pull up on YouTube to some platforms and conversations to get what you need to get you to the next step. So I say pause. You've done what you needed to do. Peace. Be still.
I get it.
Peace. Be still. Start looking in other places.
Yeah. No, no, I continuously put out applications, but I wanted to show them that you have the upper hand. I'm a contractor. You can get rid of me. You're going to give me an award. I just got an award 2 weeks ago. to try to throw things off.
Mm-hmm.
It's the plan in your face. So I'm a girl. Girl, I've been doing this for 40 years. 40 years. I know the games people play corporately.
I'm gonna write a question in the back chat. I don't know
Hmm.
if you know how to check it from your phone. If not, don't worry about it.
No, I do. I do.
Okay. I'm writing it in the back chat real quick. Hold on. I haven't put it there. Give me 1 second. Okay, let
Okay.
me know if it's in the private chat. Can you see it?
I, I got it.
Is that a yes or no?
Wait a minute. 1 second.
Take your time.
Okay.
Take your time.
Um.
Ruby Jewel said Wednesdays are awesome, and the queen and the panel gives us gems. We are praying for the caller. Yes, we are. And Wednesdays are that's what we do. We problem solve for corporate America. Um, hold on. You get okay, you get what I'm saying?
No, but let
When
me tell
Dave
you this though. Let me tell you. I'm putting something else to you.
Okay, and then I'm gonna keep talking while you do that. Yes, that's what we try to
Okay.
do, Ruby. We try to do that for gems, but we also challenge each other to say, ask yourself, how did I get here? Let me tell you why. You are the author and the finisher of your faith. How did I get here?
Oh, I
Financially.
know that too. I know how I got here. I definitely know how I
Oh, you
got here.
see? Yeah. And then once we show up with a little bit of accountability on that side of the finances, we say, okay, but there's still an opportunity for me to do better and make sure that this never happens again, that I never feel this way again because I'm prepared.
You
I'm
see what I
prepared to
just
leave
put?
if I have to. Let me see.
Why is that putting that through my phone?
Yeah, but prior to then.
I did, yes. I
Okay.
pulled it
Okay.
when I retired. You see the other part I put? Monthly.
I got you. Okay. Okay. That's okay though. We'll come back to that another time, but that's okay. But
Okay.
if that would have been a yes, I would have said give them the deuce. You could sit at home and wait on EEOC. Because it's nothing like sitting in a toxic corporate space because it does impact you, whether you have a lawsuit going or not. The point is to get yourself to a safe place so that you can rejuvenate and you can heal and you can rest and you can be restored so that you don't take that to a new job. Because let me tell you something about looking for a new job. You get 2 weeks. You got to give the other one the 2 week notice. And in those 2 weeks, you're still working. You're not resting. And then you jump from
Right.
one to the other without a gap or a space in between to take a deep breath, to assess and decompress. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Sandra P said, this is such a workshop. I love it. We try on Wednesday morning corporate segment. We try. Thank you, Sandra. We appreciate it. Um, Barbara says, in my opinion, I hear all these intelligent Black women on here. Why are there not more female Black run businesses? I think there are. I think there are. Where are you pulling your stats from? Just out of curiosity.
Who, me?
No, I'm talking to I'm also
Okay.
talking to the people in the chat because
Okay.
they're able to speak from the chat. Simone, okay, I saw that. Okay. So that's where we are. And let me talk a little bit about Sandra P said, yes, I was 40 pounds heavier and losing hair when I walked away in 2018. Change feels altogether. It's never too late to start. It's never too late to start over. It's never too late to start over. What are you really losing versus what you're gaining? A sense of peace, a sense of freedom, a sense of strength, a sense of confidence. And Savannah says, as women, we give ourselves no room for transition, none whatsoever. Be in the world, not of it. We're out of order. The intensity of the work that we've taken on anyway. It's impacting your health, it's impacting your mental, it's impacting your fertility, it's impacting your weight, your chronic conditions, your relationship.
Mm-hmm.
It's impacting a lot,
Mm-hmm.
a lot. let's do this. Let me go back to the article real quick because maybe this will help somebody, and then we'll wrap up, and then I want you to share your final thoughts, DMV sister. Oh, it took my
Okay.
article away. Hold on. Let me go back. It took my article away. I did not tell it to take my article away. I think I can find it really quick. See all analytics. Give me 1 second. What do y'all think about today's conversation so far? Have you found anything helpful so far? Are you shocked that in corporate America, for this job interview, someone would actually have the audacity to ask her about her health issues and her medical background? What's going on in her private life? Okay. So we're also talking about the biases, right? That are implemented low key in corporate America when it comes to hiring practices for women. See, we just used a live example today. In an interview, they asked this woman, "Do you have any health issues? And if so, what are your health issues?" And had the nerve to record the damn conversation. Did you ever say
Mhm.
to them or consider, "I do not give you permission to record me"?
I wasn't sure that I heard it, but when my coworker that also was interviewed told me on yesterday that they recorded, I said, "Damn, I thought I heard that. I thought I heard him say that." So that just let me know that he did say that, because I thought I heard him say it. I remember seeing him touch his phone after he said it.
That's crazy. Because first of all, if he touched his phone, is that his personal phone or is that company property? And how come he wasn't on a Zoom where IT can go back? Like, why is he
Right.
recording on his
We were
personal phone?
it was 3 of us in the room. It was 4 of us in the room, I'm sorry. It was 4 of us in the room. And I'm not sure if it was his personal phone or his company phone. And then,
Yeah.
of course, they had their laptops in front of them taking notes. So
Is
it
this
could have been
HR?
even recorded. No, this is one of the managers. And then you know how they have to have uh 2 other people and,
Okay.
and, and sitting in on the interview.
Okay. So Danny says, and they know it's illegal to ask that specific question, yet they ask because they can get away with it.
They
Um,
thought they could.
Thank you. I love that. I love that. Sandra P says she said it's a two-party state too. He informed her. He did not ask for consent.
He didn't ask me, he just said it, and I thought I heard it. And then he just moved on real quick to start asking me the questions that HR had HR had authorized to ask.
Okay, so here's the thing about interviews. We've talked about it here before. I'm going to reiterate it. We're going to, again, an interview is reciprocal. An interview is reciprocal. It's a conversation between two parties. From here on out, if you haven't already, you've got to figure out a way to change the dialogue so you're not being interviewed, but you're also doing the interviewing. I'm going to let that linger because there's no
Mhm.
way that you're supposed to sit in a chair and look at a screen or look at a person across the table and they're rapid firing these questions off to you as if it's an interrogation. Let me tell you something, that will not be a good situation for you in the long run. And I'm not talking to you, DMV sister. I'm talking to everyone. They want to know what let me see how I ask this. What field is this in?
Engineer.
Okay. Okay.
Uh,
Got it.
mhm.
So, what type of engineer are you?
Technician. For
Okay.
permitting construction and building.
Would you say it's a lucrative field?
Yes, it can
Okay.
grow. Yeah, yeah.
I would encourage you to look outside the walls of that corporation and see what you can come up with. That would be
Okay.
my encouragement to you. Oh, Savannah says sounds government.
It is
Sounds like
state government. Yes.
okay. Okay. So they're pretty sharp in the chat. So let me go back to these hiring practices, how specific, and one of them is how specific words. So they're basically telling on themselves how specific words on women's, not men's, because it should be everybody's, right? But how specific
Mm-hmm.
words on women's resumes may be holding them back, according to research that was conducted by Forbes. Let's get into it, and I'll start all over. It says new research reveals that specific language on women's resumes may impact their hiring prospects, particularly for jobs in male dominated fields. Let's pause. That happened to you in a
Mm-hmm.
male dominated field where they ask you,
Mm-hmm.
do you have any health issues? And if so, what? And by the way, we are recording this call, period, point blank. Let me continue. The study suggests that avoiding certain words could improve women's chances of being hired. I call bullshit. Let me tell you why. Because even if you use specific words, what happens when they pull you into an interview like they did with her and they annihilate you and they ambush you and they ask you those personal illegal questions? The recent studies published in the Journal of Business and Psychology analyzed more than 2,500 resumes posted on Indeed.com. The resumes focused on 6 distinct professions, some male dominated, others female dominated. Researchers examined how often the resumes included what they called communal and communal and agentic language. Communal words typically linked to women. Oh, communal, trying to work together, typically linked to women emphasize relationship oriented traits such as helpful, interpersonal, and caring. In contrast, agentic words, more often associated with men, highlighted qualities like assertiveness, confidence, and ambitious. Read more. So I'm going to go to more, right? Now, here's my
Mm-hmm.
thing. If you're making changes in the workplace for women, why are you expecting us to show up as men? I'll wait.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you expecting us to show up as men? Hmm. Y'all marinate on that. You see the game?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We got a lot of DE&I practices. We've really revamped the ways that we're doing things. We're highlighting women. We're recognizing women. We're advancing women. We're paying them equally and fairly. But at the same time, this research says, no, you're not, because you're discriminating against them based on the fact that they're women and the languages that they use. So why are you recommending that they use more male dominated language in male dominated industries? Do you want women in the workplace or do you not? Okay, let me keep going. Hold on. All right. The researchers found that women use more communal words than men in their resumes, regardless of the type of jobs they were applying for. Interestingly, men and women did not differ in the number of agentic words on their resumes. To further explore the impact of using these more feminine words, I told you, attacking your femininity, calling you out. It's all, to me, it's all smoke and mirrors. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Calling you. To further explore the impact of using more feminine words, the researchers conducted an additional study. They crafted fictional resumes mirroring the levels of communal language found in the real resumes to assess how this language influenced hiring evaluations. The researchers then asked 346 participants, all of whom were full time employees, with most having hiring experience, to evaluate the fictional job applicants. They asked how likely they would be to hire the candidate and whether the candidate showed leadership potential. Half of the participants were told they were hiring for a human resource position, a job typically held by women, and half were told they were hiring for an IT manager job, a manager, a job typically held by men. The researchers found that women applying for the IT manager position were penalized. Listen, the women applying for the IT manager positions were penalized for using communal languages in their resumes. These women were viewed as less likely to be hired and less likely to be good leaders. For men using communal language, it had no impact on their evaluations. Only women were negatively evaluated for using it. The use of communal language did not impact the perceptions of job candidates applying for the human resource position. Only women who were applying for the more male-oriented IT manager position were penalized for using communal language. As a result, the researchers suggest that women may want to review their resumes, particularly if they're applying to jobs in male-dominated fields. So what they're saying, so now here's where you be in the world and not of it. So the researchers are saying play the game because they're discriminating against you for simply being a woman. Women have a language that's natural to them because of their femininity, but they are discriminating against you. The conversations behind the wall and the research is, I wouldn't hire her. Woman, she would not make a great leader at all. Look at the language she's using, the soft language. Nah, I don't like that. So the researchers suggest that women may want to review their resumes, particularly if they're applying to jobs in a male-dominated field. Now, here's where I cause you to pause and really think, I got to play the game to get in the door. I got to play a game to stay in the building. If I got to play the game to get in the door, I got to play the game to stay in the building. Remember, we talked about how toxic corporate America is to Black women, that it causes a chromosome shift. That's playing the game. That's where you're becoming something that you're not in order to get a check. I get it. I got it. But how long can you stay before it starts to impact your psyche, your mental health, and also shift your chromosomes? I dropped the link if anybody has any thoughts, or this is just something for you to take away, right? And as you begin to formulate how you're going to move in 2025, is definitely something for you to consider as a woman when you think about the life you're trying to create for yourself inside and outside of corporate America. Let's see what the chat is saying. Give me 1 second. I'm going to get to some of these comments. I'm going to wrap up this article and we'll get final thoughts. Okay.
I'm going to drop down because I'm going back in the office, but I'm going to finish listening.
Okay. No problem. Thank you for coming up. And we send you good, positive thoughts.
Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Okay. And research also says to female applicants, you should carefully assess your word choice and consider reducing the amount of communal language on their resumes, particularly for prototypically masculine type jobs, the researchers recommend. I don't know. It depends on you. Okay. I get it. It can be helpful, but research is just sharing and giving you a solution. And then it goes on to say, however, a body of previous research suggests women should be cautious, about presenting themselves only in an aggressive or ambitious light. You can't win for fucking losing. Listen, I can't make this sell. Listen, women should be cautious about presenting themselves only in an aggressive or ambitious light. Women who do so can take a hit to their likability, which may in turn impact a hiring decision. The research studies on resumes did not assess likability of the job candidates. Women are expected to be nurturing and mother-like, regardless of whether they have children. Women who do not fit this mold are often seen as overly aggressive. Ambitious and assertive women like Kamala Harris and Nancy Pelosi have also been labeled with derogatory terms like nasty. Hillary Clinton was called unstable and unhinged when she was seeking the presidency. Aware of this bias against ambitious women is likely what's driving women to soften their resumes with more communal language. This was actually a really good article. As a result of these stereotypes, women face a double-edged sword. If they present themselves using only words that reflect their assertiveness and ambitions, they could take a hit to their likability or perceptions of their warmth. If they add the softer communal language, they risk not getting the job. More research needs to be done to determine if there is an optimal amount of this language to include on resumes. This was an excellent article. Excellent article. But it just goes to show that you can listen. Savannah, welcome. What are your thoughts?
Good morning, Queen. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning.
Okay. Good morning. I amazing conversation as your Wednesdays are, and I was trying to get in and speak with that caller, but I would leave her some information as well. But one thing that I caught from her conversation is that, especially in the sector of the workforce that we are both in, is it's women being uh, the gatekeepers to other women. And it's unfortunate, but I see it every day that it's African American women that also um, they block opportunities and possibilities, especially for other African American women. And it is something that it seems like they're uncomfortable or they see other women being as too difficult or even a threat to their comfort level in the organization. So I think this is a great conversation to have on another corporate Wednesday on how we as women do not reach back often enough to lift our sisters up, and how as I was coming in and growing in my professional career, I had to as well continue going back to my resume and adjusting on how what language I was trying to present to a potential employer and a recruiter on how my problem solving skills, my my efforts to enhance a project, and not only how emotionally invested I was in my growth, but that my level of understanding also grew. And that is something that we as women in the workforce, regardless of we're in government, private, uh, we don't we sell ourselves short and we do not present proper language when we're trying to we're our biggest advocates. I have seen resumes where it says I'm a people person. Well, what does that mean? I think we're all people I never understand that. And these are women that are in their 40s and 50s who did not go back in their life experiences, because everything is an experience and a learning session, and we should always go back and curtail our resumes, especially on how we've grown, how we've developed, and not only our soft skills but our knowledge, skills, and abilities at every level. For the caller that calls in, I want to implore her to please look into federal government, especially with an engineering degree or engineering background. It's going into DC from Maryland. You'll have some traffic, but it's not, it's something that it's always um, doable. I have lots of friends who live in Maryland and commute into DC, the Pentagon, every day. So that environment is a toxic work environment, and it's not where she's supposed to
Mm.
grow and develop. So she's going to have to um, have that real honest conversation with herself and start expanding her net out even further.
I agree. I agree. And thank you for coming up, Savannah, to offer some tips from that perspective of being a senior director in corporate America. Great conversation overall today. I just wanted to come and just give you some gems because I found this article right off the back of what we just talked about last week. And Savannah was also a part of that panel when we talked about things that you should consider incorporating in your resume. And lo and behold, it's a double-edged sword for women, because in one instance, it's great and it's good, and we're seeing this and that for corporate America when it comes to women and femininity, but on the other end, it's being weaponized, and you're not being offered the job. And there are conversations going on. There is research where these men and these corporations are admitting, I don't think they make great leaders, simply because they are a woman. Look at the language she's used. So you are being weaponized for exuding your femininity, which is why oftentimes you do see in corporate America many women that do make it to some of those C-suite roles. To me, they have become more masculine in their ideology, in their behavior, and in their attitudes, right? Femininity has left. In some instances, you'd be like, damn, you just as hard as the men. Yep. And they play the game to stay there. But I don't know. That's why I told you. Either way, I feel like it's a lose-lose situation. But the worst position to be in is to be in a toxic environment where you cannot leave because you have no resources. And I don't mean being rich. No resources. And we talk about that a lot regarding the financial wellness tips, and really thinking about ways that we can enhance ourselves, our lifestyle choices when it comes to mental, corporate, and finance. With that being said, thank you, Savannah, for coming up to offer your insight to today's conversation.
You're welcome. I always enjoy these Wednesday talks. And I just, before I drop down, I want to implore for all the women to be a consistent driver to improve yourself while you're pursuing like personally relevant objectives that will help create a more fulfilling and abundant lifestyle. Because it isn't, we shouldn't be tied to a job just because of economic status. No one wants to drive up to a structure and sit in the parking lot and try to reason with yourself to get out of your car and make it into the building. You shouldn't have to report to any employment like that. So my partner always tells me there's only one steering wheel in the car. Well, damn it, sometimes we got to grab the keys and be the driver. So just be the driver in your own success.
Amen. Amen. And let me say this, and we're going to wrap up. If you are driving up to corporate America, or not even, if you are at a place where you're not happy with your job, get out of there. I want you to sit down and dedicate some time to yourself this week. Give yourself 45 minutes, and really jot down where you are and what will it take in the next 6 months to completely turn that situation around. What would you be willing to do to turn that situation around in the next 6 months? Don't give yourself a year. Don't give yourself 9 months. Don't give yourself 2 years. 6 months. Put your back against the wall and ask yourself, what will it take for me to get into gear and change my life completely, disrupt all of this in the next 6 months? Because I want to give you something, just a little bit, a token of inspiration as you begin to think through improving your life in the corporate America segment and making things better for you as a woman. I want to share something with you that I found very interesting. Hold on. Give me one. That's my dog, y'all. He's over here grooming himself. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna send it. It's called Death Ground. So as you begin to think through, am I in that situation? Am I in a career that I feel stuck? I don't feel like, because listen, if you don't like it, you're not really impacting the organization in a good way anyway. So what are you doing? Ruby Jewel, thank you for the 10-piece super sticker. Thank you, Queen, for showing up to today's conversation. We appreciate you, Ruby Jewel. Give me 1 second. I am going to show you something about Death Ground, and I hope this helps you. I hope this helps you as you begin to formulate a plan for how you gonna move in the next 6 months. Hold on.
You have to put yourself on death ground. Death ground is extremely important. Death ground means, it's from Sun Tzu, if an army is fighting with its back to the wall, it will fight with 3 times the force. It's either win or die. You have to feel that you only have 6 months to do it. You can't wait 2 years to start your business. You have to start it tomorrow. You can't take 2 years to fulfill it. You have to give yourself 6 months. You need that kind of energy and that desperation to be able to rise to the occasion. You have to put yourself on death ground.
And that's what I leave you with. That's what I leave you all with today. Put yourself on death ground. If you're in a situation where you know this is no longer serving you, we're not blaming them. We're going to put ourselves on death ground. We're going to put our backs against the wall. We're going to dig ourselves out of this hole, whether it's financially, whether it's you working on your resume, whether it's you networking, stepping outside of your comfort zone, whether it's you looking apart and going for a walk so you can lose the 40 pounds that you've gained from being depressed, stressed in this job. Put yourself on death ground. Put your back against the wall. Give yourself 6 months to turn your life around and do the work and see what you come up with. We're in October. You got November, December, January, February, March, April. I want to hear a testimony come April 2025, how you heard this today and you decided enough was enough. I will not do the same that I did last year. I'm about to get up out of this job. I'm about to make this happen for myself. No excuses, no complaining, no blaming, no finger pointing. I'm about to show up and show the hell out for myself. And Simone Wealthy says, "Ooh, I love that clip. Death ground. Wow." And that's what we're doing. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in today. Thank you. We will see you soon. God bless you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday.